son. A terrible darkness has returned to our world. As before, it seeks to annihilate everything that we hold dear. I go to face it, knowing I may not return.
They're coming! They're coming back!
All my life I have lived by the sword. I've seen kingdoms burn, and watched brave heroes die in vain. It's been difficult for me to trust after losing so much. But from you, I have learned patience, tolerance, and faith. Open fire! Anduin, I now believe, as you do, that peace is the noblest aspiration. But to preserve it, you must be willing to fight.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are and what time of day it is when you watch this video. My name is Z, and welcome back to my gaming corner. How did you like that intro cinematic for World of Warcraft Legion content? Interesting, right? That monologue by Chris Metzen acting as Anduin's father was just wow, right? And then the cinematic was just holy cow. But here we are in Legion content, and we are standing in front of the summoning stone for the Emerald Nightmare, which is the first raid of Legion. And this also is the first place where you can get lookalike gear for the tier 19 sets. And the tier 19 sets look really, really good. And this place, while it doesn't drop any tokens, you can get lookalike gear. So if you go into the Nighthold raid, which does drop the tokens in the actual tier pieces, and you don't get what you need, you can come here to Emerald Nightmare, and the bosses can drop the lookalike gear, so you can at least complete your transmog sets. So up here on my mini-map, you'll see that I have a lovely add-on called Atlas Loot. Let's bring this pull-down menu down to collections, and this pull down menu down to tier sets. And we are now here working on our tier 19 sets. And these sets now have 4 distinct colors: Raid Finder, Normal, Heroic, and Mythic. We're going to start with the Death Knight sets. Their class set is called Dreadworm Battle Plate. And this stuff looks really interesting. So on Raid Finder, the Death Knight sets look like this, and they have really, really cool shoulders. On Normal, the Death Knight sets... Oh, I'm sorry. So on Raid Finder and Normal, I guess they look the same. Okay, on Heroic, they look like this. So again, only 3 colors, not 4. And on Mythic, they look really, really cool. And those shoulders are just insane. So, Dreadworm Battle Plate. The Demon Hunter. This is the first set that the Demon Hunters actually have. Their set is called Vestments of Second Sight. On Raid Finder and on Normal, the Demon Hunters look like that. Interesting, right? On Heroic, the Demon Hunters look like this, fell green. And on Mythic, the Demon Hunters look like this, where it changes shape a little bit. They get cooler looking effects. That's a really cool set for the Death Knights. Or I'm not for the Death Knights, but for the Demon Hunters. The Vestments of Second Sight. That looks really super cool, doesn't it? So I love the Demon Hunters tier 19 set. It's super, super cool. Alright, the Druid tier 19 set is called Garb of the Astral Warden. On Raid Finder and Normal, the Druids look like this. Super cool if you ask me. On Heroic, the Druids look like this. And on Mythic, which is one of my favorites, the Druids look like this. So once around for the Druids, the Garb of the Astral Warden. Absolutely gorgeous. For the Hunter set, their tier 19 is called Eagle Talon Battle Gear. For Raid Finder and Normal, the Hunters look like this. On Heroic, the Hunters look like that. And on Mythic, the Hunters look like this. Now, actually, Raid Finder does have its own color. I just don't know why Atlas Loot isn't showing it. On Raid Finder, it's like white and gold. So each of these sets do have 4 colors from Raid Finder, whatever. It's just that Atlas Loot isn't showing the Raid Finder coloring, which is really weird. Okay, for the Mage stuff, theirs is called Regalia of Ever-Burning Knowledge. On Normal, the Mages look like this. On Heroic, the Mages look like that. And on Mythic, when the sets change, the Mages look like this. Once around for the Mages, Regalia of Ever-Burning Knowledge. Okay, for the Monk set, their tier 19 is called Vestments of Enveloped Dissonance. The Vestments of Enveloped Dissonance. The tier 19 for the Monks look like this. On Normal, it looks really, really good. Those shoulders are just insane. On Heroic, the Dissonant set looks like that with fell green, and on Mythic, when the sets change, they look absolutely gorgeous with like the blue and the red and crimson. It looks really pretty. So the Vestments of, what is it called again? The Vestments of Enveloped Dissonance. Monks look really cool for tier 19. The Rogue tier 19 set is called Vestments of the Purifier. Okay? Rogue tier 19. Now they have a helmet. Oh wait, no. It's actually showing priest stuff instead of the rogue helmet. It's showing priest stuff, which is weird, right? It's showing yeah. So they do have a helmet. I just don't know where it is. The Rogue heroic stuff looks like this, and on Mythic, the Rogue stuff looks like this. I just don't know why it's not showing the helmet properly. It's showing priest stuff for some odd reason. Okay, for Paladin gear, it is called Battle Plate of the High Lord. This stuff looks amazing. On Normal, the Paladin stuff looks like this. On Heroic, it goes fell green. And on Mythic, which is my favorite, it looks like this. Now, remember how I said there's actually 4 colors? If we open up Shift P and come to our appearances and come to sets, and we come up here to the Battle Plate of the High Lord, we can actually see the Raid Finder coloring. So you see there actually is 4 colors. And then, of course, Normal looks like that. The fell green heroic stuff looks like this. And the Mythic stuff looks like that. And I have that set complete. So there is 4 colors, but I'd have to get on every single class to show you the Raid Finder stuff because Atlas Loot doesn't seem to want to show the Raid Finder. See, it just shows it as normal, but it's not. Okay. Preset tier 19 is called Vestments of the Purifier. So what's the rogue set called? Oh, Doomblade. Doomblade battle gear for the rogues. Okay, so the preset is Vestments of the Purifier. On normal mode, the priests look like this, which looks really good for the priests. Really good for the priests. On heroic, they look like that. Interesting, right? And then on mythic, when the sets change a little bit, the priests look absolutely insane. So Vestments of the Purifier, there we go. For the Shaman, tier 19, it is Regalia of Shackled Elements. And the Shaman gear on tier 19, normal looks like that. Heroic looks like this in Felgreen. And then on Mythic, the Shaman looks like this in Fire. Oh my gosh, don't turn that around. Crying out loud. Turn this around. Once around for the Shaman, Regalia of Shackled Elements. Okay. For the Warlock, the tier 19 set is called Legacy of Azakir. On normal, the Warlocks look like this, kind of like an insect or a spider or something. On heroic, Azakir looks like that. And on mythic, when the sets change, the Warlocks look like this. Regalia of Azakir. Once around for the Warlocks. Kind of yucky, right? Finally, but not least of all, we have the Warrior, which is called Warplate of the Obsidian Aspect. Okay? And they look just like Deathwing, almost. So on normal, they look like that. On heroic, they go Felgreen. And on mythic, they look just like Deathwing did, with his big giant horns. Yeah, so Warrior stuff. Warplate of the Obsidian Aspect. Very cool if you ask me. Now, like I said, we're going into the Emerald Nightmare, and it drops lookalike gear, not actual tier pieces. And here is how you do the Emerald Nightmare. We are located here. Oh my goodness. M for map. Come on. We're located here in Val'Sharah, right here below Shaladrisil. We are on the Broken Isles on Azeroth, up here at the Broken Isles. Quickest way to get here, whether you are Horde or Alliance, in your respective portal rooms. Okay, my microphone doesn't want to stay standing for some odd reason. That's weird. Okay, so the quickest way to get here, in your respective portal rooms, take the portal to Azuna, and you appear here at the Shattered Palace, right here, and then you can just fly north to Val'Sharah, and the raid portal is literally right here, north of the Temple of Elune. And we can then enter the Emerald Night. So here we are in the Emerald Nightmare. Here's the map. We come right here. We need to come up this ramp and enter our first boss, which is Nithrendria. And there were no dragons on Draenor. And if you remember from BlizzCon when they announced Legion, it was actually at Gamescom, I think, they said that the first boss of the new raid would be a dragon. So to activate this boss, you need to kill all these little sludges, and then the boss will wake up. And there's a sludge back here. Now, is that all of them, or is there one more? Nope, there's one more, right back there. Okay, so now that all the sludges are dead, the boss will wake up and we can kill Nithrendria, or Nithendra is her name. Dragon with 300,000 health, 307,000 health, pop cooldowns, and let's kill this dragon.
The dream has changed, yet I will protect it still.
Okay, loot from the dragon, 25 gold, Grubby silver ring, Shadrasil's blossom,
poor Nythendra. She served
Stupid
faithfully
roleplay.
as guardian of the dream, only to be perverted into a gatekeeper of corruption.
So we get Shaladrosil's Blossom. We get Wrist Clamps of Mad Dreams, Plate Bracers right there. I do believe those are for the Warriors. They could be for the Death Knights, but they're not for the Paladins, that's for sure. We get the Grey Dragon Scale Coif. That's definitely for the Hunters. And we get the Preserved World Seed, which is a relic for the relic weapons. Okay. Once she is dead, you can travel behind her and go up this ramp, and this will take you to this big ramp right here, and that will take you up to the second boss. And unfortunately, the only place where you can use your mount is in the portals. Like, we can't mount up right here. Try to avoid all the fog. We're not here to do a full clear of the raid. We're going to avoid all the trash we can and just do surgical strike of the bosses. Ugh, this trash is going to aggro us. Bugger. So yeah, try to avoid all the trash that you can. Avoid the fog. And just make your way up and up and up and up and up. Those little Essence of Nightmare are going to run all over the place. Just try to avoid them. Avoid the satyrs, avoid all of it, because we don't want to be here forever and ever. So just keep coming up and up and up, and just avoid all the big guys, avoid all the little guys. And you will eventually reach Malfurion at the very, very top of this ramp. All the way up into the tree, you'll find Malfurion.
I have faced the nightmare before, but never has it had so thorough a stranglehold on the dream. It hungers, desperate to seed its corruption. Do not let its whispers seduce you into madness.
I'm just trying to get up to where Malfurion is.
I sense the touch of Cenarius upon this iris. It is a portal that leads to Moonblade, but the way has been sealed by dark magic. We must sever the tendrils of power that bind it.
Okay, when you
From
get
each
to
of these
this...
pathways, palpable evil emanates. Choose a course, and know that I will stand with you.
Okay, so when you get to this point, there are 4 portals you need to go in. Untitled Crater, Mulgore, the Emerald Dreamway, and Grizzly Hills. We're going to start with Grizzly Hills to kill Ursoc, and we're just going to go clockwise around the area. So first up is Ursoc in Grizzly Hills, so let's go. And up here is where you can use your mounts. So when you get to Grizzly Hills, what you want to do is you want to come down the hill and make your way to the bottom. There's Furbolg all over the place, and Ursoc is located at the very, very bottom. So we're just trying to avoid all the trash that we can because we don't need to fight it. And just come into this nightmarish area, and you will find Ursoc.
Consumes me, compels me to serve. You should have fled. Now I'll feed your bones to the
You need further
Stormcrow.
proof how insidious the nightmare is. Look there. He is part of Ursoc's become. Release him, I beg you.
Last to the long slumber.
Okay, loot from Ursoc, 25 gold, cursed Beartooth
There
necklace.
was never a soul more noble than Ursoc's. I pray his spirit finds its way back to the dream.
Lots of roleplay here. Okay, cursed Beartooth necklace. We get the matted fur pauldrons. Those are for the hunters, so that we got the hunter shoulders. We also get Ursoc's rending paw, a trinket, Tuft of Iron Fur, which is an iron artifact relic. And we get Bloodthirsty Instinct, which is a trinket for 14 agility. And that trinket says your ranged and melee attacks have a chance to increase your haste by 59 for 10 seconds. The effect occurs more often against targets at low health. So, very cool, if you ask me. Okay, once Ursoc is dead, you need to run all the way back up to the top and go back through the portal. And then we can go to the Emerald Dreamway to kill the Dragons of Nightmare. This raid goes by pretty quickly, as long as you can avoid most of the trash, because we don't need to do a full clear of this raid. We can skip most everything. So just give all the trash as wide a berth as you can. And then when you come back up here to this portal, you'll be teleported back to Malfurion Stormrage. Okay, and now we'll go to the left and make our way into the Emerald Dreamway for the Dragons of Nightmare.
This was the Emerald Dreamway. During my long slumber, it was here I communed with the green dragonfly. Now, this sacred place has been made into a conduit for the nightmare to spread its corruption. This we cannot allow.
Okay, there's Rothos, the Nightmare Guardian. Okay, and there is Isandre, Dragonkin boss. Let's kill the Dragon's Knight. Here we go.
The strands of life have been severed. The dreamers must be avenged. Hope is a disease of the soul. This land shall wither. Hope is a disease of the soul. This land shall wither and die. Last, the long dream comes.
Okay, loot from the Dragons of Nightmare. We got the Malignant Sabatons, male boots. Those are definitely hunter boots. Oh my
How
god.
cruel fate can be. Cleansed of the nightmare once before, only to become its victim yet again. Some wounds never truly heal. May you find peace at last, old friend.
Stupid roleplay. We get the Entrancing Stone, which is an arcane artifact relic. We get the Gauntlets of the Demented Mind. Those are shaman gauntlets right there. We get the Cowl of Fright, leather helm. That is the Demon Hunter look-like helm. And Dragon Bone wrist clamps, plate wrist. Those are definitely for the warriors. So there we go. Perfect. And now we can get on our mount and make our way out of the Emerald Dreamway. We have to go back the way we came, which is up this hill. Because the map of the Emerald Dreamway is right here. We need to go back up to the core of the nightmare, which is right there. Next up is Mulgore. So we're going to turn to the left, and you can see the Tauren totems, and you can see Thunderbluff there in the portal. So this takes us to Mulgore. Okay, when you get to Mulgore, run down this hill, and now we have to face off against spiders and
creature
stuff.
is this? It seems poised to unleash its corruption upon Thunder Bluff. The spirit of the Tauren people must not fall prey to the nightmare.
Okay, so there's Shadowfeather and a whole bunch of spiders. So this one we have to kill little mini-bosses in order to open the way to the next mini-boss. So when we kill Shadowfeather, this tornado will move and allow us to traverse across this webbing. And then we have to kill a Broodmother over here. Where is it? Right over there. The Night Mother. Yuck. Try to avoid as many spiders as you can, because they're just disgusting. So we're going to kill the Night Mother. There we go. That's dead. And now we can make our way across that set of webbing over there to Elethine Renfarrel. Let's pop our cooldowns and go to town.
Mercy? None for you! Only gushing blood and broken bodies! I'll adorn my web with your
4,
bow!
3, 2, 1.
Traitors! Do you remember killing me now?
The illusion of corruption falls away. Behold, a druid who was as a sister to me, Elertha Renferal. I feel her loss keenly, heroes. The Twilight's hammer ambushed and murdered Elertha, misleading her into believing Hamul Rune Totem played a part in her death. It seems her spirit was so twisted that she sought to take vengeance upon all of Thunderbluff. You had a deep love for the lands of Alterac, old friend. I vow to tend the veil in your name.
Alright. Loot from Elethy Renferal. 25 gold. Shrieking Bloodstone, Blood Artifact Relic. We also got the Fell Bloated Venom Sac, a Fell Artifact Relic. We also get the Venom Fanged Barbute, which is the Demon Hunter lookalike helm. Very cool. We also got the Storm Battered Leg Plates, which are the Warrior lookalike legs. And we get the Patient Ambusher's Hauberk, male chest. That is definitely for the hunters. So, very cool there. Okay, once she is dead, you can come over here. And if we look at our map, you can go across this one right here. And then go up the ramp to go back to the core of the nightmare. So we'll just take this little shortcut. And then go up the ramp back to Malfurion Storm Mage. So just avoid the spiders. And go up this ramp. And now we get to face off against Ilganov in Ungoro Crater. And there's the portal back to the core of Nightmare where Malfurion awaits us. Okay, we're going to go to the left, and as you can see here, there's Titan artifacts and stuff that you find in Ungoro Crater. So here we go.
What horror is this? A tumor of nightmare infecting a world tree, here in the reflection of the Titan's own playground. If this seed takes hold, the roots of its infestation will wind their way into the heart of Azeroth. The nightmare would devour our world, claiming
was foretold
everything.
in a ring.
This must not come to pass.
Circle is nearly complete. At last, the feeling of power.
Okay, if you try to attack Ilganov, it says immune, doesn't really do any damage. So what you need to do is you need to kill these tentacles out of the ground, and then all these little slimes will spawn. And the point is, you need to bring the slimes up to the eye, and you need to kill all the slimes at the eye so they cause an explosion on the eye, and do that enough times and the eye will pop. So we're looking for these tentacles again. Kill the tentacle, and more of the little slimes will spawn. So bring the slime up to the eye, and kill the slime on the eye to cause these little explosions, and actually get the eye popped so we can go kill Ilganov. Where's our next Doom Tentacle? Oh, he's going to summon in a big guy here. He's going to summon in a whole bunch of slime when we kill him. So, see, there's all of those. Bring all these slimes up to the eye and kill them on the eye. We have a whole bunch of slimes now. Bring them up to the eye. This should be the last set of slimes we need. Oh, nope, we need one more. Where is there another tentacle? go. There's 1. And 2. And 3. Okay, we can now go behind the eye and take out Logan.
Every blow struck dear, you fight strong. I journey to Nyalothar.
Okay, loot from Ilganov. We get the Dream Sculptor's Glove, leather gloves. Those look like they could be for the Demon Hunters, I think, maybe? They're really cool. They could be for monks, too.
No doubt Xavius and his ancient master delight that so much of our attention goes into fighting the Legion. Their insidious shadow seeps into our world, distracting us with whispers and doubts. Pray that purging the nightmare's corruption buys us enough time to defeat the Legion and catch our breath before the black armies rise up from the depths.
Okay, so those gloves we just got, the Dream Sculptor's gloves, those are actually for the druids. We got the Dreadful Cyclopean Signet, which is a ring, Clasp of Cosmic Insignificance, which is a wrist, cloth wrist. Those are definitely for the Warlocks. Look like nails and stuff. Yuck. The Celestially Aligned Hood, cloth hood, that's definitely priest helmets. Yeah, the priesthood. Very cool. And that is the loot from Ilganov. So now that all the bosses are dead, when we go back to the core of Nightmare, we'll be able to go into the Iris and actually fight Cenarius. So avoid all of this trash, avoid all the demons and stuff, and make your way back up to the core of Nightmare. Avoid all of the orchid flowers, the lashers, the blood petals, avoid all of that. Oh, come on, just go up this path and there we go. And here we are going back to the core of Nightmare.
May Elune grant us strength.
If we do not stop Xavius, the Nightmare will consume all of Azeroth. The Nightmare's guardians have fallen. What else must be done to open the way to Xavius? And then can the power of the Essence of Clarity guide us into the heart of the Nightmare?
Behold, the Iris opens. The way to Cenarius is clear. Moonglade is the most sacred place in all the Dream. To think that my Shandow could play any part in its corruption. I must see with my own eyes what horrors have befallen my beloved teacher. Steel your hearts against the darkness, heroes.
Okay, so click on the Nightmare Iris and be teleported into Moonglade.
Cenarius. It breaks my heart to see my Shandow twisted and torn this way. If we can subdue him, I will do everything in my power to purge the vile touch of Xavius from his spirit.
Malfurion! No! It cannot be! I prayed my Theroshan would never fall to the Nightmare. Yet here you stand, casting a shadow upon the purity of the Dream!
Can it be? My old master is blind to the lies of Xavius, and thinks we are the source of the infestation. You have been deceived, my teacher. Xavius has twisted your perceptions. I beg of you, let me cleanse you of this evil.
Liars! Servants of darkness! It will give me no pleasure to destroy you. My duty is to the Dream. Under Farador!
Okay, pop the cooldowns and take Cenarius out. Here we go.
The impurity must be cleansed.
4,
Is that you, Theroshan?
1.
The fight with noble heart, Father.
Yes, Cenarius. We are here to save you. It is done. Cenarius is beaten. But my great teacher lives. Now, I must focus all of my strength to cleanse him.
Father, is that you?
Xavius waits ahead in the Rift of Aul, the true heart of the Nightmare. Would that I could fight at your side, heroes, but to this place I cannot go. My bond with the Emerald Dream gives me great power.
Yes, Father.
But it also
I will
makes
not
me
fail
vulnerable
you.
to the Rift's darkness. I have peered in Cenarius. Do not listen to him.
So, loot from the fight with Cenarius.
Go. Destroy the Nightmare Lord. Only this way can the dream be restored, and Azeroth be saved.
We get 26 gold. We get the Horn of Cenarius and
We
Trinket.
must put
Oh my
an end
gosh.
to the nightmare. Say the word, and I will take us into the heart of that twisted place.
Anyway, Laughing Sisters pouch chain, male waist. That is the hunter belt. There we go. We also got the Cozy Dryad hoof socks. That is definitely for the priests. Very cool. We get a life artifact relic. We get the Thorny Bramble Male Pauldrons. Male Pauldrons, oh, it's definitely for the shaman. And that is the loot from Cenarius. So once that's done, you can talk to Malfurion, and he will take you to the Rift of Ulm.
Hail to the night.
When you are ready, I will send you into the Rift of Ulm to face Xavius. Okay, let's go. We're going down into that pit. Yeah. Okay, there's all these little skittering shadows all over the place. What we're looking for is we're looking for the Nightmare Horrors. And they're going to come from the shadows. I just don't know from what direction they're going to come. There's one. So creature in the shadows. Let's kill it. And then there's this creature in the shadows. Looks like a faceless minion of N'Zoth. Yuck, right? And then there's this faceless creature in the shadows. Yuck. And then here comes the Nightmare Amalgamation. And another Nightmare Amalgamation. Now we get tentacles called Shadow Pounders. They're actually tentacles of N'Zoth. And finally, Xavius. So pop your cooldowns and take him to task. Here we go.
The nightmare has corrupted
Embrace
tribes,
the
gods,
dream.
and legends.
It can
Your
save.
downfall will be
Embrace the
simple
dream.
and swift.
It can
No,
save.
I will not permit it. No, I will not permit it. Your nightmares are never forgotten.
And now that we've killed Xavius, he gets transformed back into his Night Elf form, and we can loot him. So, loot from Xavius today, 26 gold. Eon Tempered Waistplate. This is definitely for the warriors. We got 2 of the warrior belts. We got the Burrow of Corruption, Trinket with 20 Mastery. Crystallized Drop of Eternity, an Arcane Artifact Relic. And Grotesque Statuette, a Trinket with 24 Mastery. So that is the loot from Xavius, who lies dead in the Emerald Dream. And then also you can find
Champions,
Cenarius.
step forth and hear me.
Here we go.
The nightmare has long been a cancer eager to consume the Emerald Dream. Had Xavier succeeded, his corruption would have overwhelmed Azeroth, giving rise to a living nightmare. Your triumph restores the dream and safeguards your world. The allies of Xavier's will never relent. But this road, at least, is closed to them. To honor your courage, I offer passage into the pure heart of the dream. As you feel the essence of life blooming beneath your feet, know that it endures thanks to what you achieve this day.
Okay, so once you're here, you can actually come over here to your mini-map, and you can track pets. And as you run around this area, you'll see that there are dream whelplings all over the place. This is the only place to get them. You can battle them, you can get a rare one, you can get dream whelplings here, and in pet battles. This is the only place to get them, so really cool that you get this, right? And then you can also talk to Ursoc and talk to the other bosses that you defeated, and hear a little bit more of the backstory of the Emerald Dreams. What does Ursoc have to say? Thank you. You have done what no others could. Okay? So Ursoc is here. Elothyr is here.
You answer nature.
Thank you for restoring Cenarius to his natural state. Our world has once again been saved through your deeds.
Be one with nature.
And Theon Moonclaw is also here. They should have listened to me from the start and destroyed all the satyrs before this could happen. Very cool. I thank you for releasing me from the madness of
Go
Xavier.
with speed.
And here is Elrithy Renfarrell.
Goddess bless you.
You pulled me from a storm of madness, and I am forever in your debt. I know there is much I must atone for, but at least now my nightmare has passed.
Illume light your path.
So yeah, this is the Emerald Dreamway. It's absolutely gorgeous here. So, if you enjoyed this episode and you enjoyed this adventure, please feel free to smash that like button, give me a thumbs up. And then if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you always know when new content comes out. Also, please tell your friends about me so they can come and they can enjoy these videos and enjoy the adventures just as much as you do. Finally, and most importantly of all, please remember this. World of Warcraft is just a game, and games are meant to be fun, and you're supposed to have fun while playing them, so if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. Meet me back here next time when we venture into the heart of Suramar City and go into the Nighthold to kill Gul'dan and restore the Shal'Dorei to power. As we know, the Sin'dorei are the Blood Elves, the Kaldorei are the Night Elves, and the Shal'Dorei are the Nightborn, with the Rendorei being the Void Elves. But we're going to go save the Night Elves, not the Night Elves, but the Nightborn in Suramar from the evil power of the corrupted Nightwell. And so I look forward to bringing you that adventure, and I hope you will join me next time for the Nighthold. But until then, I'm Z, signing off.